I've sold hundreds of voice AI agents to companies all around the world in 16 different countries. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to build confidence like I did. Because when I was first starting and going to companies in person to talk to them, believe me, my heart was beating fast. I felt extremely nervous. And whenever I shook somebody's hand, they could probably feel my hand shaking a little bit back. But I learned a lot of skills that helped me present confidence when I was talking to somebody in person. And in this video, I want to share those with you because there's a lot. And if you can master even just a few of these, your presentations, both in person and on Zoom calls, will be completely different. So let's get right into it. I have a lot of the things laid out in a little mind map here, but I made a slideshow to try to help keep it a little bit more simple for you guys. And then we'll come back to that mind map. So first of all, I want to explain how to reframe rejection, because how you think about the rejection that you're going to face when you start going to companies in person is one of the most important factors when it comes to how you're going to be able to deal with it. So first of all, rejection is information, not identity. This is really important, and it helped me a lot. When I was going, at first, I started thinking that every single time somebody told me they didn't want to buy my product, they didn't like me. They thought I was a bad salesperson. They thought I was a bad person for even talking to them in the first place. But I sat down one day and I was like, hold on. They don't not like me. They don't like the information I'm providing them. And if they don't like it, I'm just not good enough at providing the information yet. But there's nothing wrong with me. It's just a skill I need to build. Once I became honest with myself about that, every single time I got rejected, I was like, all right, I got to get better. Instead of I'm bad as a person, it's just I got to get better at the skill. That's really important. And I'm not just saying this to say it. You need to think about this before you walk into a store, before you get on a phone call. Expect to be rejected if you're not at a high skill level yet, and know that it's not because of you, it's because of the information you're providing. Next, it's timing and fit, okay? Not your worth. So once again, tie this right back in. You're either not providing the right information, or you're just not doing it at the right time, or it's not the right kind of company for the information you're providing. A lot of those things are outside of your control if you're just knocking on a bunch of doors. And this one was actually one of the most important when it just comes to reframing rejection for me. It's adopt data, not judgment on every outcome. What that means is, like literally, scientifically, kind of mathematically is how I should say, every single no brings you closer to a yes. If you do your statistics and figure out that 1 out of 30 people will buy, then even if it's just, some math games in your head, it still helps when you notice that every 30 no's or every 29 no's gets you 1 yes. So every single store you walk into, try. Don't get me wrong, fucking try. But know that if you get a no, that's literally 1 step closer to a yes. I'm sure you've heard this before. It's cliche advice. But when you actually do the math and actually think about it in your head before you walk into a store, it changes how you are perceived, because it changes how confident you feel inside. Because you know that if you get a no, that's cool. It's just as good as a yes because it brings you closer to one. Next, the numbers game. So how do you actually know how many no's equals a yes? Because knowing the actual number actually helps you do the game in your mind. And so you want to track every single touch point. So how many discovery calls get a demo call? How many demo calls get a closed deal? Or if you are going fully in person, how many doors knocked or walked into get somebody interested? How many interested people get somebody on a call? How many calls get somebody to buy? If you don't know these numbers, go on ChatGPT or whatever and look up statistics that are average. That way you have an idea of how many no's you need to get a yes. And by yes, I mean money in your account. Knowledge equals confidence. This is extremely important and the most important right after reframing your mindset. This should be obvious. When you're in school and you need to get up and make a presentation and you know that you just started studying last night, you're a little nervous. You know that you're going to fuck up. You know that you're probably not going to get an A. You know that a lot of the kids in the class are going to look at you like you're stupid. But if you've been studying for the last month because you're a nerd and you get up and you know every single word in that script by heart, you're not nervous. Because you know that you're going to ace that test and that every kid is going to see you and know that you know your shit. And the teacher will too. So you're not nervous. It's the same thing when you walk into a store. If you've rehearsed your script 100 times, you're going to walk in the store and you're going to be extremely confident because you're going to know what you're going to say. If you've rehearsed 0 times and you walk into a store, you're not going to know what you're going to say. And so you're going to look like an idiot. And you knowing that in advance will make you less confident. So now you've reframed your mindset before getting on a sales call, before walking in a store. You've actually read over your script over and over and over in the mirror with your friends to make sure you know it. Now, before you walk in that store or before you make that call, make sure you're looking good and feeling good. It matters even on a phone call. If you're wearing the right clothes, if you have your shoulders up, your back straight, you're not hunched over, if you're talking with sharp, confident words, people are going to not only perceive you as more confident, you will become more confident. Subconsciously, you will be a better person. When you change your physical appearance, you change how you appear to yourself inside. So don't take it lightly. It matters in multiple different ways. And it matters even more than how other people just perceive your outfit, because they'll perceive you as a different person when you have the additional confidence from wearing clothes that make you more confident. Okay, so now you understand how to feel confident. Now let me go a little bit more in depth into how you're going to look more confident. So the 10-second hook. When you walk in and when you're practicing this script over and over and over, the first 10 seconds of the script needs to be a hook. Now, a hook is something that grabs people in. It builds curiosity. So it needs to be crisp. It needs to have an outcome-driven opener. That means something that's going to show them how you're going to help them, not how you're going to help yourself, how you're going to help them. And it needs to be able to be given in just 10 seconds. When you have that, people will see you as more confident because you're straight to the point, you're direct, you're bold. Those are all things that signal confidence. You also need to go in there with a consulting frame. When you talk to somebody, don't talk to them like a salesperson. Talk to them like a consultant. And when they talk to you as if you are a consultant, because you act as if you're their consultant, then they're going to immediately see you as higher credibility, higher authority. And so you will be seen as somebody with more confidence, even if you don't have it. So instead of telling them, oh, our service is so good, it's so cheap, ask them questions. Why do you think this will be useful for you? What is it in your company that makes you think you need this service? Get to know them. I know you want our service, but have you thought about this? Give them a little bit of the bad. Show them that you really care. And they'll subconsciously think that you're higher confidence because you're higher authority. Next, the social proof strategy. This is pretty simple. You have testimonials, you have case studies, you have reviews. People are immediately going to put you as a higher credibility, higher authority person. That's immediate. I'm not even going to explain this. This should be obvious to you. And this comes with everything else. Because once you get your mindset right before you walk in, once you've rehearsed your script many times, making sure you have a solid hook at the beginning, once you look good, dress good, feel good, and you go into a place with your shoulders back and your head high, you're going to close a lot more deals and you'll get more case studies. Now, the ultimate truth is that confidence can be faked well. 90% of what the average person will perceive as confidence can be faked. But that last 10% is the most powerful. And people that are very experienced in business and life will only focus on that 10% because they know the other 90% is bullshit. You only get that confidence by doing. You do not get it by thinking. You do not get it by dressing. You do not get it by scripting. You get it by doing. You should fake that 90% because it's the only thing that will give you enough confidence to get the results that will make you want to keep doing the thing that will get you the 10% from doing. But if you don't do, you will not get that 100% confident look, feel, aura, whatever you want to call it, right? There is no chance that somebody that's done this 1,000 times, knocked 1,000 doors, had 1,000 sales calls, is going to be less confident than someone who's done it once. I don't care what fucking tricks you play, but you're not going to get to 1,000 unless you play the tricks. That's the thing. So you do need to do all these things, but then you just need to fucking work and you will become confident. A lot of people are like, I'm just not confident. I need to take more classes. This is your class. Like, this is your class. Do the 3 fucking things I said and then go knock doors and book calls. I have nothing else to say to you. Go do it now.